Hey there, how you doing? I'm Teresa McGallicher from the Miracles Tribe, and I'm coming on today to do a Facebook Live explaining why your life is the way it is right now, how it got to be that way, and how it can be changed to turn out differently. All of the thoughts that we have are creative. A Course in Miracles says you're creating all the time, even if you don't realize it, because most of us are thinking most of the time, and all of those thoughts are creating something in form. So, where you are right now in your life, and whatever is showing up for you in your life, and whatever forms you are seeing in the world, are a result of all those previous thoughts that you've had. And most of us think on autopilot. We don't monitor our thoughts. We didn't have mind training, and our thoughts just kind of randomly circled around, bounced around like ping pong balls, or circled around in the same pattern over and over again. And we didn't realize how powerful our thoughts were, or we never would have given the attention and focus to the things that we gave attention and focus to in our past. So if there are negative things showing up for you in your world and in your life right now, they are just the effect of the thoughts that we had in the past. There's a time delay in this ego world where we're stuck on a seeming timeline, and it takes time for the thoughts that we had in the past to show up in the present. This is both the good news and the bad news. It's bad news because we end up with a shit show when we have negative thinking all the time. But it's a good news because we can change the thoughts that we're having now and have a completely different experience going forward and in the future. And this is why the mind training of A Course in Miracles is so powerful. It actually retrains our thinking so that we can focus on the positive instead of on the negative. And that's why there are 365 lessons in the workbook, because if you did not get this kind of mind training as a child, and most of us were not surrounded by positive influences constantly during our formative years as children, so we didn't get this kind of positive thinking pattern downloaded in with our conditioning as children. So we have to do it now as adults, and the way that you do it as an adult is by repetition, repetition, repetition. So that's why we have 365 lessons basically telling us over and over again, you are divine, you are a holy child of God, you are a creator, created in the image and likeness of your creator, and your thoughts are creative. So how can we have a different outcome in the future? What most of us do is we think, this is how I want things to be, this is how I would like my life to turn out, I'm going to think some positive thoughts today, and then we go right back into the negative thinking patterns and habits of our past. So we give 1% of our attention and focus to our dreams, to our goals, to the things that bring us joy and delight in life, and then we give 99% of our time and attention and focus to all the other garbage that's out there. The secret is to turn your focus from outside to inside. Instead of being distracted by the bad news, by the social media, by the gossip, by all the drama in your family, instead of giving your focus and your attention to those things that are external, because those are effects. They're meaningless. They don't have any power or any force. Don't give your attention and your focus to those things outside. Shift your focus inside to look at what is going on in your mind. And then, if what you see going on in your mind is negative, choose a positive thought instead. Switch it up. But you've got to do this regularly. You need to do it with practice. You need to be committed to making that change if you want to see different results in the future. And so you got to stick with it, and you got to have faith that it's going to turn out differently, because it will. And this has been my personal experience. If you stay the course and you have faith and trust that it will turn out differently, it will turn out differently. But you know that if you keep on doing the same old things you've always done, you're going to keep on getting the same results that you've always gotten. So we need to put a little effort into shifting our focus from the outside to the inside, and then also shifting our thought patterns from the negative to the positive. Shift them to the positive, not the other way around. And there is a line in A Course in Miracles that says, "My thoughts are images I have made." And what that means is all the images that you're seeing projected out in your life came from your thoughts. You had a thought and it got projected outward on this screen in this illusory world, and then you're seeing all this stuff show up. Now you might say, oh, I never thought about, crime, or I never thought about wars, or I never thought about sickness. Like, I never put a lot of attention on to negative things that I see happening out in the world. And maybe you didn't consciously think about these things, but if subconsciously you have fears about things going wrong, things going bad, suffering, this is how these kinds of fears and thoughts manifest out in what you're seeing in the screen of the world. So it might seem irresponsible to just think happy thoughts, or to just give your time and attention to the things that make you happy or the things that bring you joy, but it is not. It is not irresponsible to just focus on those things, because you are creating more of the same. When you give your time, attention, and focus to those things, you are creating more of those things, not only for you, but for everybody else in the world. And you are raising the vibration of consciousness, and you are helping to alleviate suffering. But you are not doing it by taking action. You're doing it at an energetic level. You're doing it in an unseen place. But that's where the power is. Okay, that's where God is. That's where infinite intelligence resides, in this realm of infinite possibilities, not out here in the world of form where you can see things with your naked eye. At an energetic level, at a level of love and peace and joy and other things that cannot be seen with the naked eye. So that's where the work needs to happen. And I promise you that if you give your time, attention, and focus to your inner world, to what's going on inside your mind, choose consciously, make an intention to keep your thoughts on the positive things, because there's always positive things to see if we choose to see them, and stay the course, that you will start to see more and more positive things manifesting in the outer world. You don't do it because you want to make something happen. You do it because it feels good, and then you allow it to happen. So that's what I have to share with you today. I really appreciate seeing you guys on here live. Thanks for showing up.